Hello everyone, I'm Chad Elledge.
I'm Ben Bakken.
And welcome to the OptiShot Academy. Today we're going to show you different ways that you can play around with helping yourself get out of bunkers, so when you're on the course you can get it out, have more fun, shoot lower scores. Ben, a lot of people come to us and they struggle in the bunker, and then what's the first thing that you see when people approach you about getting help in their bunker game?
Yeah, one of the first things that we typically notice is they're afraid to take sand. They almost think that they have to pluck it out of the sand. So one of the things that we're going to talk about today is we are going to run a little experiment that's called our divot depth experiment. So Chad, you kind of want to walk me through the activity here today?
Yeah, okay, so basically what we're talking about is the depth. Is it really deep or really shallow of the divot, yeah?
Yeah.
So with no ball, let's just start at home. What we want you to do is just start making some swings. So make a swing or two and we'll just see how much sand flies out. So would it be fair to say that that depth was pretty shallow or pretty thin? You didn't take much sand.
I did not, no sir.
Got it. If you were to take a whole bunch of sand and make it severely deep, show me what that would look like. That's a whole bunch of sand. So severely deep, right? So remember our slight, moderate, severe continuum.
I do.
All right, very good. So if you were to take a moderate amount of sand, show me what that would look like. That was different. Now show me a slight amount of sand. Ooh, no sand.
Swing in the whiff.
Yeah, no sand.
Cool.
So if this happens to you, one thing that's important to know when you're getting started out is to make effective bunker shots, we definitely have to take sand. And then the experiment that we're running here is just how much sand do you take?
You got it.
Okay, so the experiment would be is commit your intention to how much sand you're going to take. Is that true?
So my intention right here is going to be, I'm going to start by trying to take a massive divot out of the bunker. So I'm going to try to take a lot of sand. So Chad, as I'm doing this, should I be trying to hit the sand in a specific spot or just take a lot of sand?
For right now, just take a lot of sand. So
Perfect.
We're going to have other experiments to follow where we'll show you where to try to hit it and this and that. But for right now, we just want to make sure you're taking some sand. And then we'll start to assess to what degree. Was it a severe amount, a slight or moderate amount, yeah?
Cool.
So for right now, you're just going to take a severe amount of sand?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Definitely took a lot of sand.
I almost emptied the bunker.
Yeah,
Know
pretty
what I'm
good. So if you could probably see at home that the ball actually got out and flew onto the green. And let me ask you this, were you thinking about the ball at all, or were you just trying to get a whole bunch of sand?
I was just trying to get a whole lot of sand, and Chad, when you look at it, it's about 6 inches from the cup.
Not bad. So this is why we're talking about experiment so much. So in this, we're just being playful in the bunker, experimenting around, and then it's to Ben's surprise that it was actually 6 inches away from the hole, yeah?
Up and down, man, that's a 4.
Yes. Okay, so run that a couple times, trying to take a severe amount of sand. Keep in mind that there could be a difference between what you intend to do and what actually happens. Okay, so if you're already swinging too high and you try to take a severe amount, you actually could have the perfect amount, or in some cases, people are already taking too much sand. Might not work, yeah?
Yeah, so we've also seen the case where someone tries to take no sand, they take the perfect amount of sand, and their shot ends up 6 inches away from the hole.
Yeah, so you just have to let the ball be the teacher, run the experiment. So do a couple severe amount of sands a couple times. Where are you going to go now, slight or moderate amount?
I'm going to go slight, so
Okay.
almost like I'm not even hitting any sand.
Okay. Whoa, 4.
Peace. That thing is gone, man.
So you tried to take a very slight amount of sand and you didn't really get any sand, and then what happened to the ball?
Ball go bye-bye.
Yeah.
So basically what that's telling me is that intention for me is probably not going to work. So I've run 2 experiments so far, taking a slight amount of sand and then trying to take a severe amount of sand, and so far the severe amount of sand has worked much better.
Yeah. So a lot of players that come to see us is they have that happen,
Yeah.
and they don't know why it happened. And the truth is they just didn't take enough sand. So when you go to this slight amount, if that happens to you, nothing to be afraid of. It's just a clue. It's a reminder letting you know you actually need to take more sand. Okay, so now you're going to continue your experimentation. We want to find out what happens to the ball when you intend to take a moderate amount of sand, yeah?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Moderate amount of sand, here I go.
Oh,
Boom.
there you go.
That
one
was
sounded-
cool, man. That sounded beautiful.
All right, cool. So at home, we want you to play around with different divot depths. Take a severe amount of sand, take a slight amount of sand, take a moderate amount of sand, and start to see what the ball does, because one thing that has got to happen for you to hit better shots is you have to take sand out of the bunker. The sand is actually what carries the ball out. Before we go, anything else you'd like to share with our friends at home?
For those of you who are running this experiment at home, so if you try virtually no sand, a lot of sand in between, and you still haven't found your solution, remember there's some more gray areas that you can continue to play with. So one of the other things that you could do is you could play around with the moderate sized divot and the heavy sized divot. You could play around with a moderate sized divot and no divot and see if maybe those two solutions might work for you as well.
Sounds good. So keep up your experimentation, play around with this stuff, keep up your training. We'll look forward to seeing you next time.